Welcome back to Travel Show Live. We've come outside, and we've come outside because there's a VIP here. This is Roger Dow. Hello, Roger. How are you,
doing?
sir?
Great to be with you.
President and CEO of the U.S. Travel Association. Welcome back, and good friend of our program. We appreciate all the support you're doing. We like all that.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Is travel good for you?
For me?
Yes.
Yes, it's great for me because that's what I do, but it's great for Americans. I mean, you look at when people travel, one, the stress level, we've got research that says people who travel have less heart attacks. It's great for relationships, it's good for education, and it's how business is done.
I was going to say, on the surface, a lot of times people think, oh my gosh, I have to take this trip, I got to pack, I got to do the logistics. Yeah, there's that little stuff that you have to get through, but the end result is what we're dealing with here.
It's like when you get there. It's like being at Disney World. When you get on the ride, that's what's fun.
That's what it's all about.
But there is a hassle factor going on. Americans are sick and tired of the curb-to-curb challenge of getting there, and we've got to improve that. But once you get there, what's better?
How are the airlines doing right now?
Airlines are having challenges. Fortunately, the fuel costs are working in their favor at the present time. They got hammered when it went to $140 a barrel, but it's still tough. I think you're going to see some more mergers. It's a very tough cost situation they have, and there's some are starting to show a profit, which I think is very, very good, because without the airlines, we don't have an industry.
Yeah, I agree with that. The U.S. citizens, Americans, where should we be going this time of year? Where in this country?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We have a new site, discoveramerica.com, and on there you can look anywhere in America, and the interesting thing, it has activities. So you say, okay, I want a beach, and I want a theme park, and I want to play golf. It'll tell you where in the country you can do that. And the other thing, I think what's going to happen this summer is the values are off the charts. I mean, probably this summer will be you can go to Las Vegas for $100 in a luxury hotel that was $250 last year.
Right.
If you're going to do it, this is the summer with phenomenal bargains.
I'll tell you, there's been a lot of stories about how the travel business is in trouble, but you've got research that suggests otherwise.
Well, what's happening is the leisure business, our research says that people are 5% more prone to take a leisure trip. Now business travel is kind of hunkered down. People are looking to see for the all clear of the economy getting better, and that'll come back. But leisure seems to still be holding its own, and we expect a good summer from a leisure standpoint.
Why do you think that is?
Americans think it's their right to travel. It's like, don't take away my whatever, but it's their right to travel. And I think it's just when you get away, this high stress. We're in Manhattan, and I see people running down the street in a hurry and all that.
Right.
You get away, and all of a sudden, your relationships, I think it's just people just are fed up with the pace and just saying you got to get away once in a while.
You'd be the perfect person to ask this question. Can travel change your life for the better?
It's changed mine.
Yeah.
But it really can. I think I'll give you an example. When I grew up, it was the 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic. Right. I've added a fourth for my kids, and it's roaming. And I think my daughter spent a summer in Spain when she was 15 years old. My son interned in Nairobi, Kenya. These kids aren't afraid to go anywhere. It's changed their life, that they're confident. My daughter interned here in New York City, and she's going to run. She's an athlete. She went to run in Central Park, and my wife says to her on the phone, Devin, I don't want you on the subway. Mom, I've been here 3 weeks. I know what I'm doing. And it's that, when you see 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds that have I think it builds confidence, and I think it can change your life, because you discover something that you never knew before, and travel's the front door to economic development.
Right.
There's nowhere in Florida, there wouldn't be in Arizona without travel. People went there on a vacation and said, whoa, I may want to live there. People go to Texas, they see a great airport, they say, I might move my business there.
Right.
So it's really the front door to our economy.
Do you think it's easier for people to travel now than it was even, say, 15 years ago, 10 years ago?
I think it's easier when you have more options. I do think there's a bit of a hassle factor, and we've got to get that fixed. We've got to fix the air transport system, the air traffic control system. Your car has better GPS than the airlines have.
Right. Our cell phones do.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
So we've got to fix that, but there's more options, there's more value, and there's more people traveling. So I think it's probably easier to get around because there's so many more options.
On that very note, what's the downside to this? What is it? 25 billion or 30 billion for this new air traffic control system? Where's the downside? Everybody, the Pilots Association want it. The unions want it. The air traffic controllers want it. What's the down?
The downside is the longer you wait. It's just like if you have something wrong with you physically, the longer you wait to take care of it, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to get better, and it isn't going to get cheaper.
Right.
And if we're going to be competitive, and if we're going to really be a world class and not a third world air traffic control system, you got to suck it up and do it now.
And let's talk train then as well.
Okay.
President Obama said we've got to do train travel. We've got to travel this country by train. What's the latest there?
They're pushing very hard for high-speed rail. I think it's going to be fabulous. I came up on the Acela. Just think if I could have gone 50 miles an hour faster, how much more you travel. And I think it's also going to, high-speed rail will take the crunch off. 40% of the delays in the air traffic system start in New York. And the reason they start in New York is because all the short-haul stuff, and the airlines don't make any money on that stuff.
Right.
So just think if the Washington, Boston, all that was light rail, the airports could open up so much more capacity, eliminate delays, and I think high-speed rail is just an answer that has to come.
Let's talk about Discover America. What are we going to expect to see on the site?
DiscoverAmerica.com, I think the cool thing about it is it's got everything you want. You plan your trip before you even look at a GPS or a map. You can buy activities. It's got 24 sets of activities, so you can say what activity you want. It's got 3,000 activities, and then it links to 1,300 other sites. So it's got so much information. It's got photos on there. It's got the Weather Channel. It's got a little thing where you can put a dot on Miami and then go to Chicago and say, how long is the drive? Oh, I can't do that. And a distance finder. It's got so many cool factors that I can work it, which makes it easy.
You and I can do it, yeah.
But the thing is, more important, it links to 1,300 other places. So you want more about New York City? We tell you a lot about New York, but then you link to New York City and find out what shows are playing, what restaurants. You can go, so it goes into much more depth. You want to go to Travelocity, Orbitz to book your travel? Go ahead. So it gives the traveler phenomenal options. It's got more data and more information than anywhere that I know of.
What can we expect in the future, this summer and the fall, coming out of the association?
We're going to be, we've got something going through called the Travel Promotion Act, just was introduced again in the Senate yesterday, and this will create a fund of not taxpayer money, but charging $10 to people come in and industry matching it, and it will raise about $150 million to promote travel. Right now, we spend zero promoting America. Australia spends 120, Greece 150, and it's killing us. We have 600,000 fewer overseas travelers than we did 8 years ago. Yet 48 million people are traveling long haul around the world. What's wrong with that picture? 48 million more, and we didn't get one of them. We lost 600,000.
We lost 6. Roger, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure. You guys are so good. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Okay.